This is Me Before Mom, the podcast that helps moms stay connected to themselves while doing the most important job they'll ever have. And I'm your host, Bert Anderson. Hey, this is Bert, and you are listening to Me Before Mom. Today, we are going to talk about my book, Me Before Mom, how you can read it, what I want for you to get out of it, and the why of why I wrote it. But first, if you are listening to this and it's the first time you've ever heard my voice, thanks so much for listening. There is a episode called I Wrote a Book that you can listen, and I would suggest you listen to first. That goes into depth about the writing process and kind of how I got to where I am today. Go and listen to that. The rest of us, let's talk. Let's just grab whatever drink of choice you're drinking and let's just sit down and we're just going to talk about this. When I was writing Me Before Mom, I was getting hung up on the page numbers because for some reason I had it in my head that to be a successful author, your book had to be long. And during the writing process, my editor, Libby, confronted me and said, think of your audience. Who is reading this? And I'm like, moms are reading this. And she's like, do moms have time to sit down for a long time and read a book? And she was right. I mean, some do because it's a priority in their life. It's kind of a priority in my life, but it's not really, because I have countless books that I intend on reading that are just collecting dust on my shelf. And so Me Before Mom is short. It's 45 pages. And I did that on purpose. And the reason why I did that on purpose is because I want for you to look at it and not feel intimidated. You have enough things going on in your life. I have enough things going on in my life. I don't want yet another chore to do something. And at the heart of this book is you kind of reclaiming yourself as an individual. So because of that, I don't want for the reader to feel like it's a chore. So it's only 45 pages. And what I really like, my hope for you is that as you're reading this, you're going to kind of explore those feelings of, things that you used to do that you loved. Like one of the chapters, I talk about what's your tick maker, or what is your passion? What are the things that you find joy doing that really makes your life better? The other chapter that I talk about, that's like one of my favorite chapters, is about finding your squad, finding other women in your life that can be kind of your go-to in your group. And it's not, because we all need people who have seen us at our best and seen us at our worst. And there is something about women getting together, bonding, and having each other's backs that is beautiful. And there's nothing else that can be replicated. So, as you're reading Me Before Mom, pay attention to the things that I'm saying to you on the page, because I've written it almost like a love letter. At the end of each chapter, there are questions to help you get to the spot that I want for you to be at the end of the book, which is allowing yourself permission to take care of yourself first and giving yourself permission to pursue things that are yours and yours alone, that don't include your family. It's okay. I want for you to decide to take care of yourself. If you feel like you need to sit down and play a game on your smartphone because it helps you just unwind to do something mindless, then do it. It's okay. You don't have to be productive all the time. I think sometimes we make busyness an idol. And it's like we're killing ourselves slowly. And as women, we are losing who we are as individuals in our roles as moms. That's kind of my hope. That's how I want you to read this book. I want you to read it as a love letter from me to you, because I've done the steps to get to where I am today. It's taken me about 7 years now that I think about it, but I'm really happy and I don't feel guilty taking care of myself. I just don't. And I want so badly for you to feel that way too. If you're listening to this, you haven't picked up Me Before Mom, you can. It's on Amazon for Kindle, and you can also purchase it on paperback. But, after you pick up the book, feel free to put it back down, or to read one chapter and then put it down. Feel free to read the end of it. It's your book. There aren't any rules other than I really want you to think through the questions at the end of each chapter. Because it's like having a conversation. What would be amazing is if you got a group of friends together and read the book together. That I think would be super cool, because you're already creating a tribe. And that's one of my big things, is that you need to have girlfriends in your corner who understand you and get what it's like to be a woman. But what I'm saying to you is that I just really want for you to hear how badly I want for you to find yourself in this. And I want for you to look at yourself in the mirror and not critique what you see, but instead see the potential that you have. Because we are women and we make humans, for goodness sakes. And we do. So pick my book up on Amazon, read it with a group of friends, be empowered in reading it, and give yourselves permission to go and get a pedicure, and don't feel guilty. And no, do not bring your daughter with you, because you should be able to just get a pedicure and enjoy it without having to answer 5 million questions. It is okay. If you're married, go on a date with your spouse. If you're in any kind of a relationship, if you're searching for love, it's okay. It's okay to invest in yourself. So as you're reading my book, I want for you to have that thought in your mind that at the end of this, you are going to give yourself permission to live life and to take care of yourself first, to put that oxygen mask on first and not feel guilty about it. And when you're doing all of this, above all else, be kind to yourself. Always be kind. That's all we have. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to connect with me on bertmanderson.com, and please visit our website, matriarchdm.com, for all of the show notes and to hear other awesome podcasts.